beloved principal, respected vice principal, additional vice principals, directors, heads of various departments, members of faculty, my dear student friends, participants, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum and good evening to one and all. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the valedictory function of today's conference, Liberating the Rhetorics, Changing Trends in English Language and Literature. Prayer is the key of the morning and the bolt of the evening, said the father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi. Prayer is not asking, it is a longing of the soul to connect with the divine. It is a mark of our honored tradition to invoke the blessings and grace of the Almighty at the beginning of such a special occasion as this. I call upon Ms. M. Nilofer Nisha of 3rd BAC to recite a few verses from the Holy Quran.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. Surah Al-Fatiha. It contains 7 words. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Owner of the Day of Judgment, you alone we worship and you alone we ask for help. Guide us along the straight path, the path of those you have blessed, not those you have displeased. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Nilofer. We all feel blessed indeed.
Welcoming is an act of poetry crafting verses of warmth and acceptance that resonate in the hearts of others. Welcoming others is not just a gesture, it is a commitment to building a world where everyone feels valued and included. Let us mark this special event with a wonderful welcome address. I invite S. Sheikh Ismail Sir, Associate Professor of English, to welcome the gathering.
We are in the valedictory function of a one-day national conference on liberating the rhetorics, changing trends in English language and literature. I welcome all the participants from all over India, and we received the overwhelming response from Maharashtra, Rajasthan and Hyderabad, Kerala and all over Tamil Nadu. And we have received a number of papers, and paper presenters, in spite of their busiest schedule, they presented the paper and they excuse. Anyhow, gentlemen, it's our bounden duty to welcome all the participants of this national conference and all the student friends, erudite scholars from India. We welcome our respected Vice Principal of our noble institution, Dr. George Amaralathram sir. On behalf of organizing committee, we welcome you, sir. It's my duty to welcome the today's chief guest, our alumnus, Dr. Alagan. Their name itself speaks and volume of his etiquettes, and he is heading the English department in Tiruvika College. Sir, we are really proud of you as a Jamalian, and you, wherever you go, and you brings valor to our institution. Sir, our chief guest has great personal charisma, Alagan. Really is Alagan in all aspects. And on behalf of organizing committee, we welcome you, sir. We welcome all the participants, student friends, and we welcome the HODs, chairpersons from morning to till this evening, and they helped us for the smooth conduct of this program. And therefore, once again, we welcome you, sirs, and we welcome you, madam. On behalf of organizing committee, we welcome our additional vice principal of our noble institution, Professor Famida Begum. We welcome you, ma'am, and we welcome our organizing secretaries. Really, sir. And your role is very important. The success of this national conference is mainly because of your total dedication, sir. With all our erudite scholars' support, we created we created the record in the history of Jamal Muhammad College. And therefore, we welcome you, sir. We welcome our Dr. Parvez Sharif, sir. And we welcome Dr. Anwar. And we are very proud of you, sir. And we welcome our Dr. Akbar Ali, and he is going to complete his YOOs very soon. And we are all here mainly because of our HOD. Is a role model HOD. A soft-spoken gentleman, and he has a very good etiquettes, a lovable person, a lovable teacher, admired by all the students, in particular girls. When we were the students of Jamal Muhammad College, and our HOD was surrounded by bevy of girls, mainly because of his enthralling speech. And thank you. On behalf of our organizing committee, we welcome our head of the Department of English, Dr. Mustafa. And we welcome all the participants. We once again, we welcome the presenters, all the presenters, and we welcome all the resource persons from Tamil Nadu. And we once again in absentia, we welcome our madam, Sahin madam, for his wonderful lecture. And on behalf of organizing committee, once again, we welcome all the participants of this national program. And our madam, Tajinisa ma'am, is going to give her report in her inimitable style of narrating our national conference in a beautiful manner. We welcome you, ma'am. Once again, we welcome all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your cheerful welcome address.
Honoring the virtuous is our bounden duty. It is a timeless tradition that transcends cultural boundaries. It is an expression of respect and affection. I now invite our Vice Principal, Dr. D.I. George Amalaratnam, sir, with the Head of the Department of English, Dr. A. Mohammad Mustafa, and Additional Vice Principal, Ma'am A. Famila Bano, to honor our distinguished Chief Guest, Dr. C. Alagan, Associate Professor and Head, Department of English, Thiruvika Government Arts College, Thiruvarur, with a shawl, and also to present a memento as a token of our love and appreciation. Thank you, sirs. Thank you, ma'am. Beginning as a team is the commencement, remaining cohesive is progression. Attaining shared objectives together is the hallmark of success. It is indeed this motto of working together that has brought us where we are today. It is the secret behind the success of this conference. Now, I request our graceful and elegant Miss M.G. Tajunisa ma'am, Associate Professor of English, to present the report of the conference. Ma'am.
Yes. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground. It is not on the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves. Look up the stars and not on your feet. Try to make sense of what you see and wonder about what makes learning so special. Respected Secretary and Correspondent in absentia, esteemed Assistant Secretary, Honorable Treasurer in absentia, dedicated Management Committee members in absentia, dynamic Principal, beloved Vice Principal, distinguished Chief Guest, Vice Principals, additional Vice Principals, Deans of Arts and Science, heads of various departments, Controller of Examinations, members in charge of various departments, special invitees, learned colleagues, paper presenters, research scholars, and participants, and not the least, my dear students, a pleasant evening to one and all. PG and Research Department of English of Jamal Muhammad College has crossed yet another milestone in the highway of learning in organizing a one-day national conference on liberating rhetorics, changing trends in English language and literature on 15th February 2024. Here I am proudly presenting a concise report on the conference's proceedings. The ceremonial inauguration of the conference began with the dignitaries, chief guest, and academic stars adorned the venue. Prior to that, a buzz of busy morning pervaded at the registration desk where a large number of scholars and participants gathered round to register, thereby setting the momentum for the upcoming events. The inaugural session began at 9:30 or 10, between 9:30 and 10 with a prayer. Professor Syed Abu Tahir, Assistant Professor of English, recited a verse from the Holy Quran, followed by its translation, seeking the blessings of the Almighty. God's presence was certainly felt on this calm and beauteous morning. The remarkable day began thereafter when Dr. A. Muhammad Mustafa, Head Department of English, warmly welcomed the dignitaries and all others in his inimitable style. A moment was taken thereafter, after the welcome address, to honor the chief guest in the truest sense of hospitality and gratitude with a shawl and a memento. Our beloved principals delivered presidential address, which was spot on. It was followed by felicitations where our dynamic treasurer and secretary, respected secretary, offered their hearty felicitations and wished success for the upcoming events of the day. Dr. M. Jamesha Moideen, Assistant Professor of English, elaborated on the theme of the conference, touching upon the changing trends in teaching and learning English language and literature and the need for shifting perspectives in teaching and learning platforms. Ms. A. Famida Banu, Additional Vice Principal for SF Women and member in charge of the Department of English SF Women, introduced the Honorable Chief Guest Dr. Shugufta Shaheen, Professor and Head of the Department of English, Maulana Azad National Urdu University, Hyderabad, Telangana. The highlight of the inaugural session was the keynote address delivered by the Chief Guest. She highlighted the importance of changing the false narrative about women, particularly about Muslim women, the necessity to uplift them from the cloud of ignominy, subverting the misconception, and the need for setting the standards for the next generation. Overall, it was an excellent academic treat. The inauguration culminated on a positive note when Dr. M. Muhammad Anwar, Associate Professor of English and Organizing Secretary of the conference, delivered the vote of thanks. After a refreshing tea break, 5 parallel sessions were held simultaneously at 5 different venues. The forenoon session was efficiently chaired by Dr. A. Radha, Associate Professor of English, Periyar EVR College, Trichy, Dr. A. Ajmal Khan, Associate Professor of English and Deputy Controller of Examination, Jamal Muhammad College, Trichy, Dr. M.H. Muhammad Rafiq, Associate Professor of English, Jamal Muhammad College, Dr. V. Jayapal, Associate Professor, Head Department of English, St. Joseph's College, Trichy, and Dr. S. Kandasamy, Associate Professor and Head Department of Urmudalakshmi College, Trichy. These sessions were remarkably coordinated by the following staff, faculty: Dr. Muhammad Umar Farooq, Assistant Professor of English, Jamal Muhammad College; Dr. S. Khader Hussain, Assistant Professor of English, Jamal Muhammad College; Dr. M. Dilip Muhammad, Assistant Professor of English, Jamal Muhammad College; Mr. M. Muhammad Habib and Mr. Umaran, both from Assistant Professor of English from Jamal Muhammad College. The paper presenters discussed, analyzed their topics relating to the theme of the conference in a very commendable manner. The forenoon session came to an end at 1:30 and the members of the audience dispersed for lunch break. As the beauteous morning moved ahead towards the pleasant afternoon, the rest of the paper presenters got their slot to present and discuss their findings and analysis, which began at 2:30 p.m. The following faculty members rendered their support as chairpersons: Dr. S. Ganesan, Associate Professor of English, Head Controller of Examinations, H.H. Rajas College, Pudukkottai; Dr. Annie Thomas, Associate Professor of English, Bhavans College of Arts and Commerce, Kakanada, Cochin, Kerala; Dr. M. Shahjahan Seth, Associate Professor of English, Jamal Muhammad College; Dr. Azaria Kripakaran, Associate Professor of English, Bishop Ibad College, Trichy; and Dr. A. Abdul Hakim, Associate Professor of English, Jamal Muhammad College. The chairpersons shared their views, observations, and comments with the presenters in an admirable way. These sessions were excellently coordinated by the following dedicated team members, comprising of Dr. M. Sadiq, Ms. S. Pirani, Dr. M. A. Umar Farooq, Mr. M. Rahman Khan, and Mr. R. Akbarali, all from the Department of English, Jamal Muhammad College. The eventful day witnessed amazing responses from a large number of paper presenters, and it was indeed a proud moment for the Department of English. The number of paper presenters were 129. The conference received several papers from all over India, from the states like Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Kerala, and Telangana. Paper presenters also were from Madurai, Tanjore, Puttanampatti, Salem, Vellore, Tiruvarur, Erode, to mention a few here. It is not an exaggeration to mention at this point in time that the conference definitely provided a meaningful and purposeful platform for debate and discussion, for analysis and research. In the ongoing valediction, a few moments will be spared to let the participants speak and offer their feedback, be it bouquets or brickbats. Their honest and sincere responses undoubtedly will lend a sense of hope and motivation and encouragement to improve upon our next venture. As we academicians and students partake in the journey of education, we go through a system of learning, relearning, and unlearning, learning, unlearning, and relearning. That is what happened today in our conscious and subconscious mind. When imparting knowledge is being controlled by VR, virtual learning, artificial intelligence, social media, translanguaging, augmented reality, DIY learning, green ELT, and so on, it becomes indispensable to update and move with the changing rhetorics of the ever changing world. On a final note, I can say the organizers and the faculty members of the Department of English are really humbled by your presence and truly appreciate your contribution in making the conference a grand success. It is an earnest hope that each and everyone who entered the portals of our prestigious institution return home with a profuse sense of gratification on knowing about how to move your narrative from periphery to the center and how to impart the nuances of literature and make it very effective in the classrooms. Thank you for sharing your journey with us, adding to the tapestry of the fruitful learning. And that, my ladies and gentlemen, is the report of today's conference. And I am Ms. Tajunisa, Associate Professor of English, signing off with gratitude and good wishes. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am, for a lively report bringing all the events of today before our eyes.
A true leader ignites the flame of learning in all who encounter him. We have one such visionary leader who inspires excellence in both faculty and students. I request our beloved Vice Principal, Dr. D.I. George Amalarathinam sir, to deliver the presidential address.
Distinguished chief guest of today's valedictory function, Dr. C. Alakan, Associate Professor and Head, Department of English, Trivika Government Arts College, Thiruvarur. Our illustrious alumnus, one of the beautiful flowers blossomed in the garden of Damal. Respected Head of the Department, Dr. Mustafa. Respected Additional Vice Principal, the Organizing Secretaries, Dr. Parvaz Sharif, Dr. Muhammad Anwar, the Coordinator of Extension Activities of our college, Professor Sheikh Ismail, Madam Tajunisa, Associate Professor of English, Professor Akbar Ali of Department of English, Member in charge of the department, Professor Wajid Ali, learned colleagues, both men and women, research scholars, participants from various colleges, and my dear young Jamalians. Very good evening, all of you. At the outset, I am very happy to participate in the valedictory function of the one-day national conference on liberating the rhetorics, changing trends in English language and literature. From the report read by Madam Tajunisa short while ago, 129 research articles have been presented today by various participants all over India. The research scholars, they sent the papers from various parts of the nation, and they have come here to present their ideas on the theme of this conference. So that itself is a success of this conference. At this juncture, I would like to congratulate the head of the department, Professor Mustafa, the organizing secretaries, the entire battalion of the Department of English for having organized the wonderful conference for the benefit of the research scholars. So this type of conference will be very much helpful for the researchers, especially the budding researchers. The Department of English has provided the platform for them to groom, to give their ideas. Rhetoric is an art of persuading the people to believe what the author or writer says. It was practiced by the Romans, and they considered this as one of the essential skills to be possessed by the authors or the speakers. As time passed by, in a due course of time, many people they try to acquire these skills, and by using their power, by using their popularity, they try to misinterpret things. They try to give misinformation to the people. In that period, this liberation of rhetorics is essential, and I'm happy that the Department of English has taken the right choice or right theme of this conference. How the rhetorics or liberation of rhetorics is used in the literature and English language. I'm sure that the participants would have enjoyed your stay in this campus, and many of you, many of the participants or the research scholars would have benefited from the data or from the topics given by various other scholars. So your minds would be kindled by a small word. So that word will become a great fire if if you are passionate into that particular spot. So that I am happy that many participants, more than 150 participants, who have come here from various parts of the nation, and I request the Department of English to conduct many more conferences which will be very much helpful to the budding researchers. Once again, I wish every one of you a great career. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. You gave us a clear and concise explanation of what this conference is about.
I would like to express my welcome to Dean of Science, Wahida Fatin ma'am, and Dean of Arts, Mehtab Sharif ma'am. Feedback is a powerful tool for personal and professional growth. Embrace it, learn from it, and use it to become a better version of yourself. Feedback is the compass that helps you navigate your way to success. I request some of our participants to come on stage and share their feedback about the conference with us. I would like to invite Dr. Annie Thomas ma'am, Associate Professor and Head of the Department of Bhavan's College of Arts and Commerce, Cochin, Kerala. Ma'am.
Good evening, all of you, respected members on the dais, and my beloved audience. It's a very great privilege to stand here on this platform to share my feedback on the seminar, national seminar, which I have attended in Jamal Muhammad College today. So I'm very glad to tell you that this is the third time I'm attending a national seminar in Jamal Muhammad College. And so you can actually imagine that if I'm visiting this campus for the third time, I'm very much attached to this college, and it is only because of the love and the warmth and the hospitality that I have received from the campus that I'm visiting here for the third time. And even if this college is away from Kerala, I'm very much feeling at home when I'm here, because all the faculty members here, they are very cordial, and even the students also, they are giving too much of reverence or respect to the faculty members and even to the people who are coming from outside. So the teachers can be very happy that the students here, they are very obedient and well behaved, and to the students, I can say that your faculty members are also very cordial, helpful, and also very loving. And even though I am from Kerala, I have an intense bond with Tamil Nadu because I have done my PG in Stella Maris College. Then I have done my MPhil in English Literature from AVBM College, which is often called as Pundi College, Tanjavur. Then I have done my PhD in English Literature in Periyar EBR College, and I was working under Dr. K.S. Dhanan that time. And once again, I thank each and every one of you for being so cordial and so loving. And I extend my warm regards to Parvez sir, Tajunisa ma'am, Birani ma'am, Kavita ma'am, Mohammad Anwar sir, and so many other faculty members of English department. I got the privilege of presenting a paper in the morning session, and I also had the privilege of chairing a session in the afternoon. And once again, I thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to request Dr. M. Vijay Kumar sir to come up on stage, Associate Professor of English from VIT Vellore.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here. In fact, this is my second coming, I can say. First of all, let me introduce myself, right? So, before being a doctor, I was a student of Jamal Muhammad College. I had my degree, post-graduation between 94 and 96, and thereafter MPhil in 97. So I got my degree, MPhil degree awarded in 99, and thereafter almost 25 years of gap. I was in fact longing to visit my alma mater and meet my professors. Yeah, I should feel sorry for being very late. So for 25 years, I had the thirst to meet my professors. At last, I got the opportunity. Of late, I came to know about the brochure, and through my scholar, he is also present here. And on seeing the brochure, I felt that I should be here, right? So I spoke to the organizers, Sarif sir and Anwar, and through them I sent the papers, and then through my scholar I sent paper and came here. And it was a spot registration. I didn't do register in advance because I didn't see the brochure early. And among all the Jamalians here, I am proud to be one of the Jamalians on stage now. I'm happy about it. And all these years, though I am not a frequent visitor to Jamal, I used to remember all the learnings I had from here. Let me say a few words about the professors, right? Otherwise, I will be ungrateful. And I was really inspired by the way in which Professor Muhammad Mustafa teaches in the class, and his style of delivering lecture. And not only the style of delivering lecture, by the time he was in charge of NCC, and he was very busy, but still he was very friendly with the students. And the name Jamal is always associated with the adjective jolly, jolly Jamal. I don't know whether it is still retained or not. The word jolly Jamal is not only because of the freedom the students enjoy here, but also because of the friendly nature of the teachers here. And I still remember the way in which Dr. Mustafa delivering lecture on Vadello, and also Professor Ibrahim was taking the rape of the lock. Alexander Pope is not the real author. By the time I don't know, and I thought Ibrahim was the actual author of the text. He was enacting it on in the classroom in such a way that I still remember. And similarly, many other professors, Professor Santanam was talking about, he introduced as the methods of. He was handling research methodology course, and Professor Amin sir. Amin Kautu was the pioneer in Canadian literature. He personally gave me texts of Margaret Lawrence. I still possess one of his texts given by me. And Professor Yusuf, he is well versed almost in all the subjects. Right, we used to go to his office. By the time the I'll be little extensive. Please excuse me for being right. This is the right opportunity I can make use of. Otherwise, I'll be losing my time. So by the time the department was in the biotechnology block or something, now it is converted as biotechnology block. We had only 16 members in MA class, and it was close to the library. So we used to, after every hour, we used to go to the library, get books from the library. In fact, part of the library was the first MA class. So very often we used to go to the library, get resources from Yusuf there. And Professor Safiullah, I must make a mention. And he is a very, he is not only an intellectual, he is a good critic of all the subjects. The text he taught was Murder in the Cathedral, and that we can never forget. A very extensive critical analysis. Professor Albert, he is also, an analytic. He was teaching, the telephone conversation, right? After my graduation here, I'm out of these language concepts. I taught part to English for 10 years, then in an engineering college for another 8 years, now again in a technical university for another 8 years. So I'm out of the subject, but still I am keeping in touch with these subjects because of the inspiration that I get from my professors here. And yes, then yes, if I remember, if I forget anybody else, please excuse me. And yeah, I should make a mention about Professor Abdul Hakim. Right? He taught me linguistics. Out of the classes, we used to sit together in the first year MA classroom. He used to teach me phonemes, morphology, kind of thing. And actually, I wanted to meet him today. And yeah, from some of my faculty friends, I came to know that he is on, he's at home. He didn't come today. Yeah, anyway, so it was my memory here. I still cherish the memory that I had here. Also, I follow some of the teachings that I took from my professors here. I still follow, and I am still now friendly with all my students in the university where I am working. So that is one thing. And coming to the the feedback session, I came here as a presenter along with my scholar. I was given an opportunity to chair a session, and out of 20 presenters, I can say only one gentleman was the presenter and 19 were female presenters. And the morning, in the keynote lecture, madam was telling that women empowerment has to be on the right move. Yes, they are already overpowered. 19:1 is the ratio, right? And as far as presentation is concerned, and so out of those 20 presentations, a few faculty friends were there, and rest of them were PG and research scholars, PG postgraduate students and research scholars. They were all talking about feminism, gender studies, women empowerment kind of thing. Yes, it is on the right move, and we should thank women empowerment because way back in 90s when I was a student here, there was no woman in the campus. It was dry only on Saturdays and Sundays. We can see the faces of women. That too, due to the Sunday class, Saturday Sunday distance education program classes. So housewives will come for higher studies for some degree programs. Only then we could see the faces. But now the campus is very colorful due to the women empowerment. So everybody is studying here. They are getting their degrees, and they make the campus very colorful. Yes, and out of these 20 presenters, I can say that the presenters, when I was a student here, Professor Panchanathan was giving lessons on public speaking. He was forcing us to come forward, and it was very difficult for us to use mic to stand in front of the audience. But now even the PG students and some of the UG students are bold enough to face the audience. They are delivering sessions to the lecture, to the audience. That's a great thing that we should appreciate, right? Yes, and regarding the hospitality, if you want to say anything, I'm a very poor eater, so I have nothing to say about the taste of the food. but the way in which it was, served, it's a palm leaf, banana leaf food, so which we can have only in the marriage functions, not anywhere else. Nowadays, the trend is to get a plate and get the food and sit somewhere and eat and throw it. That is the kind of thing. But here, with a well coordinated faculty, and especially Ismail sir was there, he was coordinating the team, and other professors were also there. I don't know the names of the young faculty here. So they were all coordinating well, and they were coordinating with the students, and it was a well coordinated distribution of food there in the during the lunch session. And I think I should say something about the tea served here also, right? Did you all have your tea? It was good. Yes, it was very tasty. It was very sweet. Some sugar could have been reduced, right? So yeah, people in their 40s and 50s can have reduced sugar, and that could have been done. Yes, that is the only recommendation I can give. Otherwise, everything is arranged perfectly. Yes, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. I would call upon S. Christy Jennifer, a first MA student from Holy Cross College, to give, if possible, a short feedback, please. We're strapped for time.
An African proverb says, examine what is said and not who speaks. Greetings, respected dignitaries. I'm extremely grateful for this wonderful opportunity to establish ourselves in a scholarly presentation. As a representative of Holy Cross College, I or any one of us haven't feel any foreign being here. Staffs and coordinators were so hospitable and approachable. Once again, a big thank you to the prestigious management of Jamal Muhammad College for this opportunity. This is indeed a purposeful and one of a stepping stone of success in our literary journey. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your encouraging and enthusiastic feedback. We will strive to do even better next time.
I request our much loved Dr. A. Mohammed Mustafa Sir, Associate Professor of English, Head of the Department of English, a compassionate educator, leading by example and inspiring others to reach for the stars to felicitate the gathering.
Dignitaries on the dais, off the dais. I'll not take much of your time. I just want to use this to thank the organizers, all right? So teamwork, thy name is Jamal Muhammad College. So the success of Jamal Muhammad College is the teamwork. So that has been once again proven again in this campus. So I'll fail in my duty as head of the department if I do not recognize the personalities behind this wonderful one-day national conference. So at the outset, at the beginning, I'll have to thank the organizing secretaries, Dr. Parvez Sharif and Dr. Muhammad Anwar. So meticulous planning. So once we decided to have this conference, so immediately the first task done by Parvez Sharif and Anwar was to chart out a meticulous plan, all right, a worksheet, all right. So what to do, how to do, and all that. So that is the reason why everything went on well planned. So I'll also have to thank all the members, the reception committee, all right, by Dr. Ajmal Khan, Professor Dr. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, Dr. S. Wajid Ali, Arnachalam, Professor S. B. Yasmin Banu, Mrs. G.L. Christina, that hospitality committee, Dr. N. Dilip Muhammad, S. Akbar Ali, Syed Abu Tahir, S. Muhammad Azaruddin, Mrs. R.M. Kavita, Sumaya Banu, registration. All right, they have done a wonderful job. You could have seen the certificates. All right, it was so much beautifully designed. So I'll have to thank AG Nihal Basha, Sadiq, Professor Mohammad Habib, Professor B. Abdul Ghafoor, Professor Feroz Khan, Professor Dharmalingam, Professor C. Shashikala, Professor Nisha, and then chairing the sessions. So we had members from other colleges, and also we have our own faculty members, Professor Ajmal Khan, Professor Rafiq, Dr. Rafiq, Professor Dr. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, Professor Shahjahan Said, Professor Abdul Hakim, and we all know, all right, Jamal, all right, we have the one of the best and well-behaved students in thing. Let it be men students or women students, all right. So you cannot see students like this in any campus. And the law and order team, Professor Sajan Said, Professor Abdul Hakim, Professor Umar Farooq, Professor Sheikh Moideen, Professor Moideen Oli, Professor Nahur Ghani, Professor K. Shakila Banu, Professor Sahida Banu, and then I'll have to thank the organizers who designed the file, the folder, all right, the mementos. So once again, Professor Parvez Sharif, Anwar, Nawaz, Professor Azad Muhammad, Professor P. Rani, Sophia, and then we have the press committee. Professor Kader Hussain, Dilip Mohammed, S. Abdul Aziz, Syed Abu Tahir, Rahila Banu, Professor S. Hajira, Begum, and then the stage and the backdrop, the arrangements on the stage. All right, the chief guest, the way they hosted the chief guest in the morning, and then the way they hosted the chief guest in the afternoon. So I'll have to thank the stage committee headed by Professor Kader Hussain, Professor Amanullah, Professor Dr. Sheikh Dawood, Wazir Muhammad, Shakila Banu, and S.T. Roshni. And the hotel management department for helping us to have the lunch there. And I'll have to thank Professor Jarina and Tajinisa ma'am, all right, for accompanying the chief guest. All right, so they received the chief guest yesterday at the airport, and then they were with the chief guest, and this afternoon again they dropped them back in the airport. All right, so we have a wonderful team which was working everywhere. All right, so as head of the department, I'll fail in my duty if I do not thank them. I'll have to thank Professor Wajid Ali, Professor Hamida ma'am, right, the additional vice principal, the student volunteers, all right. So student volunteers done a wonderful job. So I mean, you might have seen the video, all right. So last night, all right, we had only 2-3 videos were uploaded. So all those videos were designed and uploaded by students. We did not seek any professional help. It was the creativity of our students. So I'll have to thank them. I'll have to thank the non-teaching staff members, the press, all right, the ERP section for helping us in live streaming the entire inauguration and the valediction through YouTube, all right. So let me not take much of your time, all right. So with this, let me once again thank everyone. So as head of the department, my job was made very simple. I didn't do anything. I was just sitting, all right. So, but ultimately, usually the credit goes to the head, all right. So once again, let me thank everyone for making this function a grand success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your pleasant words of praise.
Ebert Hubbard has written that some men success by what they know, some by what they do, and a few others by what they are. We are all indeed honored to have a distinguished academician and dedicated administrator, Dr. C. Alagan, as our chief guest for the valediction. I request beloved Professor S. Akbar Ali sir, Assistant Professor of English, to introduce our chief guest to the gathering, sir.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A very good evening, everybody. Most honorable dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. I feel extremely happy to take this overwhelming opportunity to introduce our esteemed guest of honor, Dr. C. Alahan, who has kindly consented to give the valedictory address in today's national conference. Our esteemed chief guest is currently heading the Department of English of the premier institution, Tiruvika Government Arts College, Tiruvarur. He cleared his state level eligibility test in January 2000 itself. Respected participants, for your kind information, our chief guest is a thorough Jamalian. He completed his BA English in 1992 and MA English in 1994 in our JMC, securing first rank in college and second rank in Paridas University. Sir is serving as the bursar in charge of Tiruvika College. Sir has also served in different capacities of repute, such as NAC coordinator, RUSA coordinator, NSS program officer, public relations officers, and the dedicated member of anti-ragging committee. Gentle participants, our esteemed guest has achieved several awards and rewards and a lot of certificates of appreciation, including Eminent Teacher Award, Best NSS Officer Award, Best Faculty Award, and Best Lecturer Award. This is really a remarkable achievement of our chief guest, Dr. C. Alahan, that he has received much appreciation for his hearty services rendered in prevention of spread of COVID 2019 from Tiruvarur District Administration. Sir has completed several certificate courses too. Sir has acted as a resource person in many number of educational bodies and is acting as a member of board of studies in different reputed institutions. I am also happy to note that our chief guest has organized many NAC training programs, several workshops on cracking set and net, participated, presented and published in a lot of national and international conferences. Sir has guided MPhil and PH candidates, many in number, and has published a few books of note. Sir is engaged in UGC funded minor project also. Above all, he is a strict disciplinarian and a good humanitarian, engaging and encouraging every student in the campus. I have mentioned only a few of the achievements of our esteemed guest due to time constraint. Such a busy and brilliant personality is here with us today to enlighten us all by his nice valedictory address. Sir, we are in fact honored and overwhelmed by your acceptance to go over here and to give the address. We also thank you for spreading the fragrance of Jamal by being and doing good always and in always. We once again welcome you, sir, to this national conference. Thank you for the blessed opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
This conference has shown that changing trends signal a liberation from the traditional norms, fostering a creative renaissance where language and literature become a vehicle for societal reflection and transformation. In this era, the power of words extends beyond the page, shaping new narratives that resonate with the ever-evolving dynamics of the world. In this regard, it gives me immense pleasure to invite our distinguished chief guest, Dr. C. Alagan, Associate Professor and Head Department of English of Tiruvika Government Arts College, Tiruvarur, to address the gathering.
I am standing here not as head of the Department of English or not as I was addressed as a distinguished chief guest or not. I am standing here as the old student of Jamal. And the Jamalian is addressing all other Jamalians. So I thank Professor, head of the department, Mustafa sir, and I was his first batch student. He joined as a teacher, I joined as a student. So we had a wonderful bonding because we had less age difference and all. A respected Vice Principal sir, Sheikh Ismail sir. 1 year later, Sheikh Ismail sir came, and my classmate, Shahjahan said, and not only classmate, he is my roommate also in Kajamian hostel. So it is a kind of great homecoming. So I don't feel what is that? I'm visiting a college or like that. This is my college. This is my auditorium. In this auditorium, I have got so many prizes, awards, and this and that. So I received one merit scholarship. EWP Thomas, Professor EWP Thomas merit scholarship I received. So that was given in this stage itself. So I recollect at one point of time I was about to complete my PG. So the great Yusuf sir asked me to go and visit Professor. He will be at his home. I be careful about him. He is a very legendary professor like that. I visited his home and I introduced myself. I told about my percentage and all that. I got some 69, 70 percentage and all that. And I told about my family. And he asked about my teachers and all. And in a feeble voice, he gave me one advice: don't become a mark making machine, feel the subject. So I thought he would appreciate me. But the advice he gave me, I used to tell all my students all over these years. Some of the rarest messages I have received in my life has been received from this campus. And the years I spent in this campus is one of the glorious years of my life. The same way, the first year I entered into this campus and I got that admission letter, and I was looking for where is first BA English like that. And I went, somebody told this is the class, and there one man was there. It was Professor Panjanadam. And I told, is this first BA like that? He asked, welcome Raja. Let them come into the class. So very word I felt at home. That the feeling of home, even now it is in my memory. So it is a great pleasure coming back to this great campus. And actually I was waiting for this occasion for a long time. So when I go crossing this area and all that, and I am happy I am visiting this college before Mustafa sir retires. So this is a kind of it's a dream coming true. And another thing, many things I am closely associated with this campus. I completed my MA degree here, and I got university second rank, and went into what is that colleges teaching English and all that. And the first few years, first year I am going. Professor Yusuf was there at the library, and he asked us to go and take some book and try to read. And you may not know, I am from a Tamil medium background, so I was not able to read write like that. I was from a rural area, so I went. I wanted to read something. All the books were very huge in its size, so I was not able to find a small one. So I took another way. I took one book. It was some short story collection, and I kept it for a long time in my room. And once Mustafa sir asked, "Why you didn't return that book?" Then I again took that book and I returned that book into the library. I didn't read even a single page. I tried, but I didn't understand anything. So it was in the UG first year. Then I forgot. I did all my years and I completed my PG. And after that, I went to colleges. I was there in Arune Engineering College for a long time, and I registered my PhD. That the title was it's a kind of comparative in short stories of D.H. Lawrence and T. Janagiram. At the time, I contacted Shahjahan Said. So there are some books in their library, D.H. Lawrence's short stories, and he collected some books and sent through courier. In that collection, I identified the book I took for the first time in my life. In that book only, I did my PhD later after nearly 10 years. So it was a kind of coincidence. Some rare things, rare occasion happens. We don't know how things. So later when I got the book second time, I read the line by line because I was doing research in that. So the story goes on like that. So Jamanmat College is almost dear to my heart because this campus it taught us. I was even I didn't have any faith in God at that time when I came the +2 like that. So at that time when I was in the hostel, I used to see all my professors going for this prayer and all. So I was wondering, all people are going for prayer and we are telling there is no God like that. I started reading so much of literature, so much of Swami Vivekananda and all that. Even my religious style life also started here. By seeing principle is running for prayer, it is prayer time, prayer is going like that. So everything I got, it is all because of this great campus. And another thing regarding Sir gave in the beginning of my first year. At the time I was not able to get good marks because one paper I think it is social history of England. Actually, I got only 40 marks. It was the pass mark at that time. So I worked very hard. I marked up everything. I was not able to get marks. I went to Sir pathetically. At the time, Sir was looking a plum in the ice cream. So he was so beautiful at that time. We used to run behind him. Uh, so we went and asked Sir, what am I to do? I want to get more marks like that. So he advised, try to write in your own language. Don't mug up, he advised. So I told, if I write in my language, I may even fail. But he told me, don't worry about that. If you have to start your own language, then automatically your language will improve. Then over a period of time, you can overcome all these things. And it is all because of this advice. I started writing. I started compensating all my shortcomings. And at one point of time, I got university second rank. It is all credit goes to Professor Mustafa. And another thing, one of my juniors, most probably I was here in the year 1994. You joined in the year 1994. He has almost reverberated all the memories. He has recollected all the teachers and all that. The same way, Professor Albert, Professor Safula. Safula was my, PG project guide. And so many students are here. He used to tell that even in research, what happens, English literature students treat this subject as some mechanical engineering. See, what you have to do now, you have to feel the subject. If you read some presentation, if you do some research, literature is different. Don't do it mechanically. And nowadays what happens, many of them are not going to the text. They depend on only secondary sources. They go to the net, they surf in Google, they take some of the pages and put here and there, and they present it. That presentation, that research, that paper presentation will not have the soul. You have to go to that text. Actually, it was told by Professor Yusuf. I wanted to clear this net set examinations. At the time, I was asking sir. So he told me, if you want to clear net, go to the text. Text is the secret. Read everything first hand. So I started doing it. I worked for nearly 1 hour, 1 year, totally reading all the books that are available. And even when I was in my college days, the teachers encouraged me to read a lot. So whatever books prescribed, I read almost all novels of R.K. Narayan continuously, because at that time it was easy for me to read an Indian writing in English. So I started with this financial expert of R.K. Narayan, and I almost read continuously 10 or more novels. And one novel we bought in order to give a marriage gift to wedding gift to Mustafa sir. At that time he got married. So that was the novel English teacher. One night I read that novel. So first novel I took 3 months. At the end of the time I took only 1 day to complete that novel. All my intellectual journey, all my intellectual exuberance started only in this college. And it was my glorious period. I used to read lot of newspaper, and I used to spend lot of time reading in the hostel and all that. And this is my advice also to the students: go to the text. So text should be important, not what others are telling about that. But nowadays researchers are giving importance to all those secondary informations. So it is not beautifying your thesis. Go to the soul of it. And here only I was taught Murder in the Cathedral, line by line. So nowadays, even now, if you tell one particular sentence, I can able to identify. So whatever we read nowadays, what happens? One scholar wanted to do PhD under me. I was a qualified guide, but I have not guided single PhD so far. At present, only there are I have 2 students. One is Miss Nachia, and another one is another boy. Because nowadays people are coming They are not ready to work. They are not ready to read. They are not ready to learn. Even if there is a small mistake, they feel so saddened. So they are not able to work or concentrate or rewrite or what somebody is telling. Nowadays, what happened, even in this paper presentation or in research publications, they round about the story. They tell the story again and again. Why they are telling the story, nobody knows. What for the discussion, what is the end point, where are we going towards? Nothing. If you read from the first paragraph, at the end, there will be no movement. They'll be telling the story. I used to tell my students, telling the story is not research. So, the young learners of English, the young learners of literature should understand we should move on. We should compare. In that E.M. Foster's terms, intellect is only to connect. Intellect is only to connect. Some of the two different things are to be compared. Some of the two important things are to be connected in a different way. Then only a research starts. So already it is delayed. You are all very tired. So I don't want to continue further. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the invitation. And this is a beautiful college. I wish you all the best, all Jamalians. Wish you a great life ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing with us your nostalgic moments and inspiring all of us with your story of success. Appreciating and acknowledging a thing well done is a celebration of human potential, a recognition that dreams can be transformed into remarkable realities. I now invite our chief guest, our vice principal, and head of the Department of English to distribute the certificates to the eager participants who have taken extraordinary efforts and presented their papers today with great success.
It gives me great pleasure to call to the stage the organizing secretaries, Dr. Y. Parvaz Sharif, sir, and Dr. Mohammad Anwar, sir, Associate Professors of English, to receive the certificates as an acknowledgement of their tireless efforts taken by them to conduct this conference. Sirs, I would like to call to the stage members of our review committee who worked long hours to make the papers ready for publication. Ms. C. Sasikala, Assistant Professor of English. Ms. R. M. Kavita, Assistant Professor of English. Ms. K. Hassan Basaria, Assistant Professor of English. Ms. B. Reshma, Assistant Professor of English. Ms. P. Johanna Jennifer. And Ms. J. Benazir Begum, Assistant Professor of English. Now I would like to call the presenters from the other colleges who have made this conference a very great success. Dr. D. Loyola Inachi and Dr. P. Helen Jonah from St. Joseph's College and Kaveri College for Women. Sir, ma'am. N. Subramanian and Dr. N. Asharuddin, Sir Isaac Newton College of Engineering Technology and Arifa Institute of Technology. Dr. Annie Thomas, Associate Professor of and HOD of English, Bhavan's College of Arts and Commerce. Miss M. Venila, Bonseku's Arts and Science College for Women, Dindukal. Dr. Annie Thomas ma'am is receiving the certificate. Miss M. Venila,
Asaruddin, Dr. N. Asaruddin,
Asharuddin.
Dr. Subramanian. Sorry, sir, wrong. Dr. M. Krishnaraj, Professor Kalaranjani, participants from Nehru Memorial College, T. Prakash, Professor T. Prakash, student, friends, professors from Holy Cross College, Trichy. Paper presenter from Bishop Eber College, Rizwana Sanofer, Dr. Azaria Krubakaran from Bishop Eber College, research scholar from Sarada College for Women, Salem, Miss Hemalata, Dr. S. Ramya Niranjani, Sri Sarada College for Women, Salem. Dr. M. Shamim from Kandasamy Kandar College, Namakkal. Dr. Sweta, Kandasamy Kandar College, Namakkal. We request all the paper presenters, Miss Vanilla from Bond Secure Arts and Science College for Women, Tindikal. Miss Yamini KMG Yadava College, Madurai. Mr. Raja from Sunrise University, Rajasthan. Yamini from Yadava College. Mr. Raja from Sunrise University, Rajasthan. Mr. Yamuna, lecturer of English, Yadava College, Madurai. Miss Asifa Bazana, B.S. Abdul Rahman Crescent Institute of Science and Technologies, Chennai. Asifa Farjana. Dr. P.J. Sadia Parveen, Assistant Professor, English Department of English, Mazhar Ulum College, Tirupatur. Miss J. Benazir Begum, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Jamal Muhammad College. Benazir Begum. Mr. R. Abdul Kalam, Jamal Muhammad College. R. Abdul Kalam. Dr. A. Ajmal Khan, Associate Professor of English, our Deputy Controller of Jamal Muhammad College, Dr. Ajmal Khan. Miss A. Dhanalakshmi, Jamal Muhammad College. Miss Rahila Bano, Assistant Professor, Jamal Muhammad College. Mr. Dinesh Kumar, yes, Dinesh Kumar, Jamal Muhammad College. Dr. M. Sadiq, Assistant Professor of English, Jamal Muhammad College. Mr. K. Vechived, Jamal Muhammad College. Mr. S.P. Aditya, Jamal Muhammad College. Mr. Muhammad Lasif, Jamal Muhammad College. Lasif. Professor Kumaran. Mr. S. Muhammad Arif. Yes, Muhammad Arif. Dr. N. Dilip Muhammad, Assistant Professor of English, Jamal Muhammad College. Dr. Dilip Muhammad, Assistant Professor of English, Jamal Muhammad College. A popular teacher among students. Mr. Z. Syed Mustafa, Research Scholar, Jamal Muhammad College. Mr. P. M. Naushad, Research Scholar, Jamal Muhammad College. Mr. C. Vibin Raj, Mr. C. Vibin Raj, Jamal Muhammad College. Mr. F. Jagan, Jamal Muhammad College. Mr. A. Azaruddin, Jamal Muhammad College. Azaruddin cleared a NET examination. Mr. P. Palani Bharati, Jamal Muhammad College. Mr. M. Muhammad Salman Parsi, Jamal Muhammad College. Miss A. Famida Banu, Research Scholar, Jamal Muhammad College. Our additional Vice Principal, a popular teacher, Dr. M. H. Muhammad Rafiq, Research Ward. Dr. R. Sophia, very popular RHETORICS advisor, Miss Jaganna Jennifer as assistant professor, Professor Jarina Begum, Professor Shakila Bano, Professor G.L. Krishna Martha, Professor K. Nisha, Professor S. Shobana, Professor Shobana, Professor Nisha, Professor Shobana, Professor B. Rashma, Miss K. Jyoti of Jamal Muhammad College, Miss K. Deepa Darshini of Jamal Muhammad College, Miss K. S. Samsia Seminas, K. S. Samiha Seminas of Jamal Muhammad College, Miss H. Nazila Begum of Jamal Muhammad College, Miss Kirtana of Jamal Muhammad College, Nazila, Miss Kirtana, P. Kirtana, Miss M. Kirtana, Miss M. Kirtana, Miss S. Sella of Jamal Muhammad College, Miss Abhinaya Aranganathan of Jamal Muhammad College, Miss S. Kavinila of Jamal Muhammad College, Miss B. Zubairia Begum, Jamal Muhammad College, Miss S. Shirin from Holy Cross College, Miss S. Shabana from Jamal Muhammad College, Miss M. Rima Safana, Jamal Muhammad College, Rima Safana. The next Kirtika of Jamal Muhammad College, here comes Bhairavi of Jamal Muhammad College, Bhairavi, Miss S. Aisha Sultana of Jamal Muhammad College, Miss P. Silambaselvi, Jamal Muhammad College. ஒரு வார்டு. Miss A. Siddiqa Safreen, Jamal Muhammad College. Miss Afra Dawood B. Miss S. Afra Dawood B. Jamal Muhammad College. Miss K. Ashia, Jamal Muhammad College. Miss B. Zubairia Begum, Jamal Muhammad College. Miss A. Dhanalakshmi, Dayala Lakshmi, Jamal Muhammad College. Miss A. Dayala Lakshmi, Jamal Muhammad College. Next day, N. Munira Bano. Miss N. Munira Bano, Jamal Muhammad College. Munira Bano. Miss M. Asra, Jamal Muhammad College. Azra. Miss M. Zumana Haseen, Jamal Muhammad College. Miss A. Leona of Jamal Muhammad College. Leona. Miss M. Rifa Fatima, Jamal Muhammad College. Rifa Fatima, come in. Rifa Fatima. Miss S. Fazila, Jamal Muhammad College. Fazila. Miss M. Fatima Anjum. Miss P. Gopika, Jamal Muhammad College. Gopika. Asmat Nisa. Miss yes, Asmat Nisa, Jamal Muhammad College. Miss V. Partina of Jamal Muhammad College. Miss M. Fatima Lufna, Jamal Muhammad College. Miss S. Tamim of Jamal Muhammad College. Tamim. Fatima. Tamim. Miss J. Sahana Fatima of Jamal Muhammad College. Sahana Fatima. We invite Dr. M. Vijay Kumar, Associate Professor of English, VIT, Vellore. We request the students from Holy Cross College, please come on stage. All the participants from Holy Cross College, please come on stage. Large number of student participants from Holy Cross College. We are very proud of you. Please, we request all the participants from Holy Cross College, please come on stage. Have a pray. We thank Holy Cross management and the principal and the staff and all the research advisors and student friends. We profusely thank you.
Thank you, sir. The writer Marcel Proust said, "Let us be thankful to people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom. Gratitude is the healthiest of all human emotions. The more you express gratitude for what you have, the more likely you will have even more to express gratitude for." I request our dedicated organizing secretary, Dr. Y. Parvez Sharif sir, Associate Professor of English, to propose a vote of thanks. Sir? I request the audience to maintain silence, please.
Assalamu alaikum and pleasant evening to everyone gathered here for this one-day national conference on liberating rhetoric, changing trends in English language and literature. As an organizing secretary of this event, I deem it a great pleasure and bounden duty to propose vote of thanks on this August gathering. First and foremost, let me thank the Almighty, the most beneficent and the merciful, for His abundant grace and blessings in all works of our life. Trust and freedom to work make a magic for teamwork and responsibility which leads to success. I would like to thank our Honorable Secretary and Correspondent, esteemed Treasurer, distinguished Assistant Secretary, and respected Member and Honorary Director of Management Committee, from the bottom of my heart for the trust, freedom, and motivation towards the conduct of this national conference. Without their support, this conference would not be a successful one. Thank you, sirs, in absentia. Next, I would like to thank our visionary principal, Dr. S. Ismail Muhyiddin sir, for being a source of inspiration and always keenly explaining roadmap for success in all our endeavors. Thank you, sir. My sincere thanks goes to our vice principal, who is the man of dynamic leadership. Thank you, sir. I also thank additional vice principals, directors of hostel administration, deans, and other administrators of our college for their best wishes and good guidance. Thank you, sirs, in absentia. Next, I would like to thank and appreciate Dr. C. Alagan, Associate Professor and Head Department of English, Tiruvika Government Arts College, Thiruvarur, for accepting our invitation and delivering the valedictory address. Thank you, sir. Your presence here today means a lot to us, sir. Thank you. I also take this opportunity to thank Dr. Shuhufta Shahin,
the keynote speaker of today's conference in her absence here. She was with us in the morning session, coming all the way from Telangana despite her busy schedule. Thank you, ma'am. Next, I would like to thank all chairpersons, Dr. K. Radha, Dr. A. Ajmal Khan sir, Dr. M.H. Muhammad Rafiq sir, Dr. Jayapal sir, Dr. Vijay Kumar sir, Dr. S. Ganeshan sir, Dr. Abdul Muhammad Ali Jinnah sir, Dr. Sajahan Seth sir, Dr. Azaria Kirbagaran, Dr. Abdul Hakim for their valuable presence and inputs offered at the time of paper presentation. Thank you, sirs. Next, I would like to thank our beloved head of the department, Dr. A. Muhammad Mustafa sir, who has given complete freedom to organize this conference that drove us for the success of this national conference. Thank you, sir. I thank Professor S. Sheikh Ismail sir for being the driving force for all initiatives of the department. Thank you, sir. Next, let me thank Dr. Jamesa Muhyiddin, Associate Professor of English, for presenting the theme of conference, and Madam M.G. Tajunnisa, Associate Professor of English, for presenting the detailed report of the conference in a beautiful and elegant manner. Thank you, sir, and thank you, madam. I express my sincere thanks to our Dean of Research, Dr. A. Sajahan sir, and M. Rahmat Ali for facilitating the publications of articles in Jamal Academic Research Journal. Thank you, sirs. Next, I would like to thank the members of the review committee, Madam Sasikala, Madam Kavita, Madam Hasan Bazaria, Madam Reshma, Madam Johanna Jennifer, and Madam Benazir Begum for putting their heart and soul in reviewing the research articles. Thank you, ma'am. Next, I would like to thank the fellow organizing secretary and my dearest friend, Dr. M. Muhammad Anwar sir, and my colleagues, both men and women, for sharing my responsibilities in the smooth conduct of this national conference. So it's a teamwork. So altogether, all the staff members of English department, each and everyone has contributed in a big way. So I have to thank every one of you for your excellent cooperation and for sharing the responsibilities. Thank you, sirs, and thank you, madam. I also thank the electrician, photographer, the ERP team of our college, press, and other media for their overwhelming support. Last but not the least, I thank all the paper presenters, participants, and students' friends for their active participation in this one-day national conference and making it a grand success. Thank you, one and all. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir, for your thorough and complete Thanksgiving.
A nation's culture resides in the hearts and in the soul of its people. The national anthem is the heartbeat of a nation and the poetry of a nation's soul, echoing through time. With that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, let us now all rise for the national anthem. I call upon the girls of our college choir to the stage to sing the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलति तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
One small announcement. for the successful conduct of the national